Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Greg Tech New Horizons, episode number 22, I think. I actually not sure because this is the second time I'm recording this because I completely messed up the first time. I thought this was episode number 21, or at least the one before. So I was starting to do the weekly update, but I was including stuff that had already recorded as new stuff. So yeah, I'll just record this again. I have a few more things to show, and I also want to make this a little bit quicker. Last episode was 30 minutes. The first time I recorded this one was like 32 minutes as well. It was really long, so I'm really trying to make them a little bit shorter, and that's also the main reason why I'm doing more of this. Because I just do so much that first of all I start forgetting what I do in between episodes, and also because I don't really want the videos to get that long. So yeah, my aim is for them to be around 15-20 minutes, but the last ones have been way too long, so I'm trying to make them a little bit shorter. So yeah, let's start here with our new chem lab area. Last time we already had the chlorine production and the thorium 232 production. And in the meantime, I added these two mixers. This one getting us passive IC2 covalent and this one for the passive super covalent. Not sure if I mentioned this last episode or if it was something I did in the meantime. I don't think so. But I went to and crafted the tier 3 rocket, so I'm now able to get to the tier 3 planets. And I've been mining them a lot. So yeah. On this side, I have this dissection apparatus, and this is basically a multi-volt extractor with these item pipes. This has 32 parallels, which is really good. It's also a lot faster than the regular single block ones, and this is basically getting us some sugar for oxygen because I was running really low on that. But we fixed that, so I'll show you guys in a bit. Um, this room is basically the same. The only changes are these three machines here. The first one is for the sodium hydroxide. I was getting this from our saltwater production down there, but it was not really enough anymore because I completed the plot line, so it was using a lot of this. So I just ended up crafting, getting a dedicated LCR for this. The reason why I gave so many upgrades to this barrel was actually for the hydrogen. We ran out of this and ran out of basically everything we used to get hydrogen. So as I was trying to get this buffer to go up, I had to basically add more capacity to this barrel. So we have a pretty large barrel with the sodium hydroxide, and that's good. And I also have here two additional ones, one for the CO2 gas and one for the quicklime. This will be used in the bauxite processing line since I redid all of the... Redid is not the right word. Yeah, it's not the right word. Should be redone. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I basically tore down the old processing lines and move them to a new room. I'll show you guys that at the end. But yeah, from this room, no new updates. So let's move on to our power room. Here I did a lot. First I added a bunch more diesel turbines, diesel engines, because I've been struggling a little bit with power since I added a new room downstairs and the full plot line. When all of the plot line kicks in, I'm not producing really enough power. So basically, I upgraded this a little bit. I moved everything, and to be honest, I'll probably have to redo this in the future as well because um, this is not really kind of spaced correctly when I moved. I don't know why. I mean, I know why, but yeah, I'll have to redo all of this again eventually to move this more to the left and more to the back so we can have more machines. But yeah, the distillation towers were also like here, and I moved them. I move all of the stuff. As you guys can see, the extractors are now gone. I replaced them with the large fluid extractor, which is faster, better, and more efficient. And does parallels as well. So yeah, um, and I also again replaced the distillation towers with the distillers. This is completely overkill, by the way. And yeah, these ones don't even have the distillers the ship to get them to the second tier. So actually, we just have 4 parallels right now instead of 12. But as you guys can see, we don't really need them. One thing that I'm thinking about doing is changing the energy hatches to EV or even HV, since the distillers are more than capable of, well, at least for now, um, producing enough benzene. And another thing that I started to do was get a new stack of gas turbines. I started doing this yesterday because, yeah, because of the power issues I just mentioned. So yeah, no changes on this side, just this ender tank. I had to craft this. I've been really unlucky with the IV loot bags. I haven't been able to get an inner tank from them, so I had to craft them using Tomcraft. And that's also another thing that I really want to explore more soon is atomic energistics. But yeah, for that I think I need to move a node. And I don't really recall how the node moving mechanics work. So I'll have to freshen up on that first, but I'm really lazy about Tomcraft in general, so I'm not really sure when I'm going to do that. Another thing that I probably should do soon is the paths. As you guys can see, the paths are missing, and yeah, I really want to get them going sooner rather than later because I already know that I don't really do building that much. I'll need to do building pretty soon actually because we have some assembly lines to fit, some S lines to fit, and also the water line. The water line will be pretty big, so I'll have to get some new buildings for that soon. But yeah, coming into our main automation facility, not that much changes around here. These are the main two. Replaced the actually not replaced. Yeah, what was here before was the sugar beets extraction for sugar. Since it's now upstairs, I replaced this with the multi-block alloy smelter, so this is really fast. And the old electrolyzer for oxygen is now an advanced electrolyzer, and we are not storing it here. I've built our first yacht tank, and it's already full because we are producing like a lot of oxygen. I can show you guys, like, if I turn this on, this produces like half a million, a quarter of a million oxygen in one go. So this is really fast at producing oxygen. And the reason why I don't really have this going right now is because I have some other output hatches downstairs in our processing area, which whose buffers are basically full of oxygen. So we don't even we don't even need that running for now, because yeah, this is being full like always. And yeah, continuing on, not much changes on this side. I guess I added the density power of 2. Yeah, this is just basically multi-block implosion compressor. Actually, the implosion compressor is already a multi-block, so this is more like like a faster version of it, I guess, more efficient. And one other thing that I did is expand this room and the ones above to be able to fit more machines. Actually, I I did a little bit further so we can have even more machines on this side, but the reason why I didn't really go further was just because at this point I don't really know if we are going to need that much space there. We probably will, let's be honest. So that's why I just covered it up with a wall. Another thing that I've mentioned in the past is that I don't really like buildings without the light, without the Minecraft light. I don't really know why, but I really enjoy to be in this part of the base way more because of the light coming in from the windows than down here. So that's also another reason why I don't really want to go further this way. But I guess it is what it is. It's not really a big deal anyway, so yeah. And also, I already crafted the precise assembler. So I'm not really sure if I mentioned in the last episode or not, but we'll be moving our fluid shaper from here to here and make it bigger. And that will be a really a pain in the behind to get this moved because of all because of all of our P2Ps. We have like 5 here. So yeah, that will be kind of annoying to move. I'll have to figure out a strategy for moving those because otherwise I'm not really sure what to connect to where. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And yeah, and basically on this side will be I'll add some process assemblers. For now, we'll start with one. We'll add a second one soonish, I guess. And on the leftover space, we'll see. Basically, that's the plan for that. Now, let's go upstairs. Not really much changes, like I've said. I just completed the platinum line. The only thing that was missing was the Ruthenian. That's what I have here. So basically, it goes from here to here to here to here, and then back to this one. And we get our Ruthenian. I'm not going to go through the specific process, but that's basically it. Okay, let's go downstairs now. Yeah, what I've done downstairs was basically just clean up. I've been on cleanup duty. So yeah, I removed the root tile. I removed the bauxite. I added this chemical plant. This is what we use for the manual chemical plant crafting. I removed the implosion compressor as well. This distillation tower is also gone. However, I still need to clean up all of this. This as well. This can be gone. I don't really know why this is still here. I mean, I'm just going to wreck this right now. There's not really anything we need from here, so yeah, I can just save this. And soon this will be as well, because the only things we are really using from here are the lubricant, these two machines, and of course we got it from the oil, which is here. We don't really need any of these machines right here. At the beginning I had this like as a backup in case our octane gasoline runs out or it wasn't producing enough, but it hasn't been an issue, and I suspect for the foreseeable future it won't be an issue. And we also have the benzene power as well, and that's really the main advantage of having two power sources, is that if for some reason one fails, you have the other. And yeah, and of course from this side most of this stuff was already gone, but the ilmenite processing is gone. um, the silicon dioxide processing is also gone in the ruby processing as well. Uh, the ruby processing was actually one of the ones I didn't really rebuild because we have access to the ruby ore now. the ruby ore, no, sorry, the chrome ore. So we can just get it from there. So there's not really need to worry about that. I re-added here blast furnaces. This is just for manual crafting, because basically this best blast furnace has been turned on basically 24/7. It has been working like a beast. Um, so yeah, that's that. So let's go to the place where I did most of the changes, which were on that room. On your processing room, basically no changes besides adding the new resources to the filters. Just at the end, I added the Amazon warehouse depot, and yeah, this is just converting small piles and tiny piles into actual dusts. Basically, that's it. Um, but yeah, going on into the probably the most interesting part of the video is the, I don't really know even how to call this, but it's basically additional processing for some of the resources that we get. So for example, we have here the ilmenite. This basically, most of the stuff that is here is or was already setups that we had over in our old base, just basically redone using multi-blocks instead of the single block machines. So yeah, starting with the ilmenite, I'll go into some details on this, so bear with me, guys. Yeah, basically for the ilmenite, we can uh, get it in the chemical bath, and then we get rutile and the ilmenite slag, which we can centrifuge for some goodies, including tantalum and niobium, which are really, really useful and kind of hard to get at this stage, especially niobium. So this is very welcome processing. For the rutile that we get here, I'll get to that in the moment. But yeah, the slag comes into this industrial centrifuge. This also takes care of the bauxite slag dust, which is basically dissolving uh, from here to there. On here, we have. I'm not going to try and pronounce that. So yeah, but that basically gets us the platinum group sludge dust. Um, we can also do this recipe, but didn't really feel like doing that. Yeah, with the platinum group sludge dust, we can basically get a few more goodies with this, like silicon dioxides, the gold, and of course some platinum materials as well, such as platinum, palladium, iridium, and rarest metals. And I was also going to do Choco Parrot, as you guys might remember from last week. But the reason I didn't do this was actually because of the cadmium. Basically, at this point, this is the only good way we have to get cadmium, and it will be used for this molten indoloi, which is basically used in every assembly line recipe. If I recall correctly, it is used for most of them, at least for the ones for the components. So that's why we are not processing yet. Maybe in the future we might switch it around when we get actual cadmium ore. But for now, that's what I decided to do with it. Yeah, coming back over to here, we have the silicon dioxide because, yeah, as you guys might know, we can get silicon and oxygen from this. This is a simple process. We just mix this with magnesium. Get this can get us out. Uh, English is not working today, guys. I'm sorry. This can get us the raw silicon dust, and of course the magnesia we electrolyze to get back our magnesium, which just loops back into our first chemical reactor, and the oxygen. On this side we have our rutile processing. This is basically the same thing we had like here before. The only difference is not now we are using big boy machines. It's this 5 here. The most important part is, well, I guess we have a bunch of rutile to go through because we get a lot of this stuff. We there's like 3 main ways we are using to get this. We get it from, well, not from, we don't get it from here, but I guess this might be something we can look into. I didn't really notice this option. We don't really have any sodium persulfate, but I might invest into this actually. Shouldn't be that hard to get, and yeah, I'm really trying to do most of the processing lines for the resources, as you guys might notice. I really find doing this to be fun. So yeah, but yeah, the ways we are using to get Rotella is this one, as I've just showed you guys. Actually, this one, not this, because this has a lower percentage chance of the human select, and this is mainly what we want. We are not doing this, at least not for now. We are doing this. This is the one that we are doing here in this blast furnace. But yeah, this basically just processes the titanium, goes to here to get recycled. That's why there are a bunch of tubes or the pipes through the both machines. So yeah, and finally, at least on this side, we have the pedalite. We do this to get mainly the cryolite, but it is also useful for the lithium chloride. I think this should be one of the few ways we have to get this. Actually, I stand corrected. We can get it from algae. I actually didn't know we could get it from algae. I think that's the first time I'm seeing that. But yeah, the cryolite is really important because of the fluorine. It's not fluorine. It's fluorite. No, fluorine. I was correct. Not really sure what's happening today with me, but yeah. Basically, last but not least, it's the painful box set line. I had to rebuild this like 3 times. I just wasn't really getting the machines right. There's actually some additional processing we can do with the box set dust as well. But yeah, I just decided on going for the purified bauxite dust, and that's why I was saying that we could actually do this processing here instead. Because right now we are doing this, one of these two. It's someone with, yeah, it's this one. And this gets us gross solar. Um, and this is not really that useful. I mean, it's a bunch of extra materials, I guess, but it's not at that end of the day. And yeah, this one is even worse. This doesn't really, yeah, it's not that good. But this needs a few things. This needs the sodium hydroxide and the quicklime. This also needs where I can find it. Basically, the CO2 gas I mentioned earlier. It also requires that. Yeah, here. Um, and it also requires this stuff, the aluminum hydroxide, and this is a pain to get because there are many routes to do this, but it mainly stems from the sodium aluminate. And this is a pain because there are a bunch of ways to do this. I was actually thinking about doing this route in the beginning, but I quickly figured that this wasn't really not good because I want to use this bauxite dust for other stuff like to electrolyze or for this recipe instead. Well, this actually doesn't really change much, does it? But it requires coal dust, and this is a little bit more harder to find. It's not really that renewable, let's say. But yeah, this gives us the red mud, and we can get a few goodies from this, like rutile, even more, because we didn't really have enough titanium as is. But yeah, instead of using this recipe, I'm just using raw aluminum. It might not be a great idea, but it is what it is, I guess. Not really too concerned about that for now. And yeah, there's also a few recipes for the chemical plant, but yeah. And the way this works, this is actually the basically the step that gives us the goodies, mainly the bauxite select dust, some aluminum as well, which is useful, and a bunch of other stuff, including the sluice juice. This goes into the distillery, which I have there, and this basically goes to the electromagnetic separator. This is kind of useless. The percentages are very low. But I just decided to, yeah, let's go for it. Let's build the big boy magnetic separator for this. Why not? To try and get a little bit more neodymium and chrome, since they're not really that common. I know I just said earlier that we can get chrome pretty easily now from the ores. But even still, I mean, we are 28,000 right now. You might say, well, it's really not worth to do this. At least not at this stage in the game. But I had fun with this, and I had fun doing all of these lines. I mean, the box site was a little bit of a pain. I'll be honest. I think it was even more of a pain than the first time, and that was a pain already. But yeah, I had fun. I'll look into a few more processing lines we can do to better utilize our resources. And I think last time I also mentioned the existence of the sand line, the mythical sand line. Not really sure if that was in the last episode or if it was in the one I recorded previously. But yeah, I discovered what actually is the sand line, and it's actually crazy. It's not really that good, I guess. But basically, we just place the sand in the chemical plant with the catalyst, with some air, the nitric acid, and we get a little bit of fluoride. Yeah, it's basically nothing. But the good thing is, oh, of course, that yeah. The good thing is that this can actually macerate. Well, this is not really that useful, right? Right, but if we macerate this through here, somehow, we can actually dehydrate this and get a lot of hydrofluoric acid, which we can then, if we want, not really required, but we can separate into fluorine and hydrogen, which is pretty good. And we also get a bunch of other random resources like gypsum, which just why, and a bunch of other stuff. It takes a long time. It might be something fun to explore, just to say we have it. But at the end of the day, I don't really think it's going to make that much of a difference. I'll still eventually build it, as I have it in my goals, which I have done there. But for now, probably not. Uh, but yeah, that's everything. The only really thing that didn't really show was that I added a second algae farm. Oh, we are completely out of hydrogen as well. Again, I think we still have some. And yeah, just before I end, the reason why I don't really have hydrogen right now, it's because of the pallet line, especially the palladium. We get so much palladium dust, the palladium metallic powder. This takes really a long time to process. One of the reasons is because our money production is really slow, as you guys can see. But I don't really want to throw more energy at that, since we are a bit struggling right now as it is. But yeah, that uses a lot of ammonia, which uses a lot of hydrogen. It's kind of a pain, but I don't really want to end up with like 200 million palladium dust to be processed. So yeah, but this has been a long video as it is, so I'll be ending here for today. Hope you guys have enjoyed it, and yeah, hope to see you guys next time. Bye bye.